Good morning and a warm greeting from Antonio Carbonelli, Brescia, Italy. We saw last month that economic history began a lot of centuries before the English Industrial Revolution. Today, let's see the sources and the end of British dominance in the international economy. Cesare Beccaria, born in Milan and maternal grandfather of Alessandro Manzoni, is known for his own crimes and punishments, with which at the age of only 26 he innovates the criminal law against torture, death penalty and inhumanity of penalties. However, I show at point 46 of my book Rethinking Economics that Beccaria is one of the peaks also of the history of economic thought, to the point that Schumpeter, in his unfinished History of Economic Analysis, considers him the Italian Smith. Beccaria, in his essay Disorder and Remedies of Currencies in the State of Milan, when he was just 24, sees that the overcoming of the Cape of Good Hope costs Italy the loss of trade and consequently of money. In the previous years, Italy is the center of all trade and homeland of all nations. Once changed the direction of travel, it is put in a corner. 7 years later, Beccaria also notes that when the compass is discovered, Diaz sails around the Cape of Good Hope. Columbus opens to Spain a new world, and the gold that shines there makes the Spanish greedy and courageous beyond the fortunes of an immense and revolting sea. But wait a moment, please. How then did English economic supremacy arise? We can find an explanation of it in Keynes, in his essay Economic Possibilities for Our Grandchildren. British investments abroad, Keynes explains, begin with the treasure that Francis Drake steals from Spain. Queen Elizabeth I is a strong shareholder of the group that finances the expedition, and with their share of revenue, she pays entirely the public debt. She brings the balance back to equal terms, and she has still pounds to invest in the East Company, with whose profits the East India Company is then funded. The basis of subsequent British investments abroad, Keynes explains, are the profits of this great enterprise. A great enterprise, really. Here are the sources of English economic dominance, told by an Englishman himself. And how did it end? Keynes himself explains it in his essay, The Economic Consequences of the Peace. The World War I ends with Germany owing an enormity to allies, the allies an enormity to UK, and UK an enormity to the US. Therefore, World War I is an international political masterpiece for England. It ends with the loss of world supremacy in the economy. And these are the sources and the end of British dominance in the international economy. Well, next month let's summarize the whole economic history. Meanwhile, thank you for listening and goodbye.